A trip of 10 short years will feel like mere minutes, thanks to the comfort and safety of your very own hibernation chamber. You'll wake up in a perfect society designed to maximize your productivity with guaranteed full employment. With only a minor term of service, you will become the master of your own destiny when you go out of this world to the Halcyon Colony.
Oh yeah, did I have fun playing this one? The Outer Worlds. So where do I begin here? It's a first person open world RPG what's set in a solar system what is run by corporations, and saying that this game has a sense of humour is an understatement. One minute the game's all serious, then the next I just couldn't stop laughing with all the stuff that this game kept on doing, and it knew when to make a joke and when to be serious, and I've got to thank Obsidian here. It seems like they had a clean cut picture right from the start of making this game. For the story, you're a space colonist what was frozen in cryo on a ship called the Hope for 70 odd years what happens to be lost in space while being transported to this new solar system to be colonised. Even though the Hope has been discovered now, they're not going to wake up these people in cryostasis. The corporations are just going to leave them adrift on sublight speed to their destination what will take many more years. Then this scientist guy boards the ship, breaking a lot of corporation rules and putting himself on the most wanted list for a while before you even get to meet him. Then you get stolen and woken up by this scientist guy in a heist, and then you're launched at a planet and you quickly find out how things are messed up in this solar system that's near enough everyone believes in the board on what they say, and how the colonists' outpost towns are slowly falling apart. And it's up to you to pull it all back together again and improve the way of living in this solar system. Unless you're playing as a bad guy, then you can completely fuck everyone over. Will probably be my next playthrough now because that sounds interesting. Well, back to the story, and then you find out a conspiracy what's going on and why things are going down the drain very fast. The character customization is fun, from selecting your character's attribute points with the scientist guy making comments to where I was putting these points to my character and what kind of job they had before they were frozen. It was pretty funny hearing his remarks.
Well, you are technically assisting me. Can you really compete with a Spacer's Choice frozen dinner?
I had to listen to every comment that the scientist guy made before selecting my character's attribute points and what they did in the past, where I thought it was a laugh just hearing what he was saying. And the character customization is alright. I could really make my character completely out of this world, do a face like Total Recall, or craft a character to my liking. And I did have fun in this character menu, although it's not as fast as it is in other games. Nevertheless, I found it more along the lines of acceptable. The tutorial is quick, it don't overstay its welcome, except it don't teach you everything at once. It's like it taught me the basics of the game at the beginning, and then a little bit more later on in the first hub world. It's like it spaces it out, so I wasn't getting overwhelmed by it, which I preferred. You play as a voiceless protagonist, and I had no problems with this. In most cases I actually prefer it because I knew what exactly I was getting out of the dialogue of what my character was saying. Unlike voiced protagonists where the dialogue is pretty limited and you think, right, I picked this one, and it's like, why is he coming out with something completely different? These here, they knew what they were doing, and I really did like the old school RPG elements. They made a comeback. There are a ton of choices to make, some are more harder than the others, and this game has some of the best role-playing options with tons of outcomes that I could choose from, and my favourite one's got to be the dumb option. I just really like that. There were a few times that this game had me in stitches, especially, spoiler alert, the ice cream ending. That cinematic at the end, I just loved that on my character. He did all of that just for some ice cream. How could I not like that? You can slow down time as a special power, and this is very familiar to Fallout 4's VAT system. I mainly used this when there was a lot of enemies around me, or when I wanted to do a bit more damage from the perk that I chose to go with. The game does explain why my character can slow down time due to being so long in cryostasis, is why they can do it. I don't think that time works like that, but why not? I'm just gonna go with it than to question it here. For the weapons, there is a great variety. If you want to go with a melee build, there's a lot of weapons to choose from a fireblade to a gigantic hammer, and that's including the guns as well, from handguns to assault rifle to sniper type of rifle. There's going to be some kind of weapon to suit your playstyle, and there are weapon mods on top of that. You can also tinker weapons, in other words that means upgrade them, and that goes with the armour as well. There is a weapon and armor degradation system, and I did not mind this, where I often had a lot of loot to fix it, or I could choose to break other loot down to get the parts to fix them. There is a ton of loot, I mean non-stop. There is so much of it. In fact, I had to keep on checking my inventory system on a regular basis because there was so much of it that I kept on looting everything that I came across. You can unlock companions, and not all of them are in your face. Some of them I had to put some effort into finding them, and I could have easily missed them out on my playthrough. Apart from 3 of them is the mechanic, Felix and Nicole, them ones I came across in the main mission. You can have up to 2 companions to accompany you outside your ship in these hub worlds or out on missions. Your companions have special moves to unlock, and you can get these cool little cutscenes. At first, these are good scenes showing off their skill, and it's cool to see their little animations. However, it starts getting annoying after about the 30th time that I've seen this same scene play out over and over again. However, I stopped commanding them in the end to do their special moves, where after about the 50th time, it starts getting a bit tiresome. Alright, another 50 times on top of that. Yet there is another thing that the companions do, is they add to the conversations that I had with an NPC, and I thought that was really good, hearing their take on the conversation. It made things a lot more interesting to get their opinion on it, and they really do say, "Ooh, interesting." It's like, yeah. There are companion missions, and I found them alright. Some were better than the others, except one that stuck out to me in mind was Ellie's one, when she takes you to meet her parents, and she asked me to be on my worst behaviour. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, and I got the dialogue to spit on the floor. I was like, yes, this is gonna be fun. And then I saw how bad her parents are, where everything was about image to them, and how they saw their daughter was like a discarded asset for money, where they claimed on her life insurance, not giving a damn if she was dead or alive, and was trying to get rid of her as soon as she walked through the door. There is one thing what went through my mind is, what a bunch of... And then you go to the insurance company and claim the life insurance for Ellie herself, cutting off her parents. I thought that was a good mission, get a little bit of revenge, go home for dinner, and I did not have to fire one shot. There's a disguise mechanic what you get early in the game, where it projects an image of a person on yourself, as long as you got the projection of that person. I could go into areas what were restricted without the enemies attacking me, and this equips automatically if you got it. And I like this, where this is like a mini game in itself, where the bar goes down the more longer you got the disguise on, and you have 3 attempts to pursue the enemy who notice a glitch in your system or something along that lines, and then they come running up to you if you lose a bar of energy. You haven't seen the blue version of me, have you? Thank you. You should have put more points into the dialogue. I've got to admit that I like that I could use any tactic that I saw fit. Sneak in, going guns blazing, or use the projection. I thought it was a good idea that it gave me these options. You get your own ship called the Unreliable. Near enough at the start of the game. Your ship, the Unreliable, it acts like a hub world for you to interact with your crew and to go to other world destination. The ship has an AI what you can interact with, and the AI has a charming personality that I just fell in love with.
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder. Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction. Jettison procedures initiated. Disengaging airlocks. Preparing to reject all boarding parties in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment.
I found the inventory system easy to navigate, although it did take me a bit of time to get used to it. The mission journal is alright, updates either on the companion mission, and it does like a category section saying, right, this is the side mission, this is the main mission, this is the companion ones. So, I really liked it, how it split it apart so I knew which one was which. The levelling up system, I found it easy to understand, put attribute points into what I needed them to go in to suit my play style, where I played as a sweet talker, so a lot of my points went into the dialogue tree, where it had a lot of the different scenarios what I could pull off. And if I didn't put any points into the dialogue, I would have felt like I was missing out on something big. And now and again as I leveled up, I unlocked a perk point to put into any category of my choosing. You can unlock tier 2s and tier 3s by putting more perks into these trees, and each perk are unique, like carrying more weight or moving more faster or can slow down time a bit more better. And later on in the game I could choose to have a flaw on my character, where this game says here's a perk without levelling up, but there's a cost. You will get a flaw on your character. I love this feature, where this game knew how I was playing and it made me tempted to take this perk or not. It's like, yeah, I'll take it. There is a faction system of who likes you and who hates you, except I didn't really notice of it hitting my playthrough. I kind of forgot that it either existed. For the AI, I think they're well programmed, especially on the enemies what I got to fight, from humans to monsters, then robots, and then back to monsters again. And the monsters often charged at me while the robots kept their distance and the humans were a bit mixture of both. I never found it a dull moment in combat because of the way it kept on changing things up. To my surprise, I never came across one bug, and I really did try to get this game to trip up at least once, and I never got it. This must be the first game that I never got a bug in it. So I got to ask, how did you do it, Obsidian? Or was it just dumb luck that I didn't come across any bugs whatsoever? The level designs are these hub world sandbox zones. Each world or station felt well crafted to the map. They are sort of smallish maps, but I often found it well designed and summed up the atmosphere of each level, and some of these zones had amazing views that I just stared at it. There are a lot of advertisements in this world where this is owned by corporations, and so many people in this world believe every word that they say, like diet toothpaste then. How daft that is.
You like cleaning your teeth? We're glad to announce the brand new Diet Toothpaste. And made with all natural ingredients, and dentists say this is personally the best toothpaste on the market. With 10 out of 10 dentists recommending this toothpaste. And always guaranteed to make you lose weight and better for your health. It's been scientifically proved that it fights bacteria on your teeth and gums. Also guaranteed to give you that fresh mouth feeling throughout your day. Slimer Nature Diet Toothpaste, best way to start your day. May cause vomiting, discomfort, passing out, drowsiness, headache, diarrhea, blood from your eyes, nose and mouth, homicidal rage fit, fever, heavy sweating, tooth loss, hallucinations, muscle cramping, erectile dysfunction, loss of taste, heartburn, palpitation, changing behaviour, high blood pressure, delusions, and many other symptoms may vary.
And it's worth £1 billion invention, and people are fighting over it to keep the recipe for it for themselves, to make a load of money, and they're dying for diet toothpaste. This is how bad things have got with corporations running the show. As for characters, this game does them all really well. Each one had their own personality and none of them felt false. The first time that I met Felix, he just gobsmacked me. I didn't know what to make of this character, but in a good way. I just stumbled to get the words out of joining my crew, and I thought, is this actor reading it off a piece of paper? And then the dialogue option said the same thing, and I was like, wow, he is! That was a bit of a troll moment there. For the voice acting, I think it's all done well, from the main characters to the side characters that I met. For the graphics, it's not the prettiest game of its time, it's more along the lines of an art style type of thing, what seemed to be a bit oversaturated at time. Although I learned and liked and appreciated it in the end, where it did something different, it didn't go for the realistic graphics, it gone more along the line of an art style of a painting sort of thing. As for the soundtrack, I can't remember any of it apart from the main title screen theme. The soundtrack throughout the game is brilliant, yet it's something that I'm not going to remember after completing this game. Far along the game is I clocked on 26 hours, although I could have easily stayed in this world a bit more longer by how many times I kept on getting sidetracked. So in the end, I think The Outer Worlds is a brilliant fun game, and it was something that I was asking for a long time in an RPG with massive consequences to my decision. I didn't feel like none of it was illusion of choice that so many other RPG games do now. There was times in this where I was like, I can't believe I just done that. and it had me questioning myself at times. And I really did appreciate what Obsidian had done with this game, and I'm definitely looking forward to the second one now. So have you played The Outer Worlds? What do you think of it? Leave it in the comments below. Until next game, I'm starting my second playthrough. Wait a minute, I think I made a discovery. Is Obsidian a fan of Futurama? They both got moon men, cryo, and a spaceship, robots, and a crazy scientist guy, alongside Mum's corporation.